Okay, so hello everybody. Now we are going live for today. I'm looking at the audio loop. Okay, so this is good. Okay, so hello everybody. Let's go and proceed with my trademark. Okay, so hello everybody. Um, how do I say? Okay, so hello everybody. This is Daniel Suguwa, and today this morning we are this very early morning at least in my place we are going to watch the live rocket launches uh, of the Arianespace's Vega C rocket. We are going to watch the flight of the VV28, yeah, VS in violet, double violet 28, and we are going to watch the launch that will carry the Korea Aerospace Research Institute's KARI's KOMPSAT 7, or aka known as the Arirang 7. We are going to look at it live right now. So yeah, I guess I can also change this because we are just waiting the signal from the Arianespace or Arianespace. So let's go. And from I can say we can try bring this up. Wait, nothing to do with this. Okay. Where's your body come to space? Oh, never mind. Perhaps it's fine. I guess we can go a little bit. Oops. All right. I mean, rather than not doing anything, so oops. All right, a little bit of my mistake there. Okay, let's go. Here, I'm going to show you a little bit. Just for like waiting, we are going to, here is how it looks like here. This one is the, of course, very lightweight Earth observation satellite, but for their own national, basically for their own local / national usage in South Korea, to fulfill their requirements there. And yeah, this is basically a follow up satellites of the KOMPSAT 3A, which was launched on, yeah, which was launched 10 years ago, almost at this point, almost 11 years ago. And usually, if you notice, usually they have a resolution about 50 centimeters for this visible band, aka stuff that we can see on our own eyes. But on this flight, on this KOMPSAT 7, it's going to be a little bit better stuff here, which instead of 50 centimeters of resolution, now it's going with 30 centimeters here. Yeah, apparently, yeah, from here. And even if you actually see, now it's actually expand a little bit, and slightly much more higher resolution in terms of, I believe here, MWIR, multi-wide infrared, if I actually read it correctly. So around 1.2 meters, but if it's in color mode, and now in infrared, yeah, and now in infrared it's 4 meters. So actually it does have some a little bit upgrade. Sometimes there's possibly a little bit slightly downgrade, but most of the time it's an upgrade. So that's very good. And yeah, for this satellite, it's going to be around 2 metric tons or around 2,000 kilograms that will bring it up into heading to Sun-synchronous orbit around 570. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but I hope it's okay. So let's go here to the audio sound here. All right. It's not going to be that long. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. The life is a little bit tricky here, but it should be fine. Oh, okay. Probably just on the sound, the audio. Let me see. Sometimes things. Yeah, okay. Here we go. Here we go.
And we are about 15 kilometers from that position. Control center, very much the nerve center of operation. Control center, very much the nerve center of operations. You can see the teams there behind what
Should
we
be
call
good.
the fishbowl, the glass, the protective glass. I'm Katie
All
Kurzweil,
right,
and
here we go.
joining me here in the commentary box is our expert, our rocket expert from Arianespace, Vincent Baudin. Thanks for being with us, Vincent.
Hi, Katie. Great to be here.
How are things looking for the launch?
All right.
Absolutely. Sorry. So all systems are green, and we are
All
ready
right.
for liftoff.
Okay, that's scheduled
So,
in 9 minutes.
so right now we
What's
are
gonna
looking.
happen after that?
Yes, the launcher lifts off towards the north power by 3.
Okay, so around 9 minutes from now, or could be slightly few. Oh, okay. Here we go.
10 minutes, putting the launcher in an intermediate orbit. After
All
a
right.
phase over the North Pole and
So I'm smallerize this a little bit. All right. Should be good.
To reach the final targeted orbit.
So yeah, if you have any question, let's just feel free to say something here. And yeah, for this whole duration flight, it's going to be around 40 up until 44 minutes, and after that, after in between the launch and after that separation, it's going to be around 44 minutes.
Let's find out more about our satellite.
All right. All right.
High above our planet, a new lens begins its work. On board Vega C, KOMPSAT 7 prepares for liftoff, a mission that will push boundaries and serve humanity. Developed by the Korea Aerospace Research Institute.
Nice.
For the Korea
Just to properly fit in, so we don't have any problem. Yeah. So here we go.
Marks the next evolution in Korea's Earth observation program. In an era when understanding our planet has never been more vital, KOMPSAT 7 will deliver high-resolution images to the Korean government as the primary user, as well as to civil and global partners to support international cooperation. Once in orbit, it will support geographic information system applications, along with
so this is the view,
agriculture and ocean
and basically what's the usage of it.
Natural disasters by detecting forest fires,
all right,
volcanic activity, waste heat pollution in lakes and rivers, flood damage, and urban heat islands. The impact of this mission will turn pixels into insight and insight into action. With fire and precision, Vega C will propel KOMPSAT 7 into space, a statement that accuracy and innovation can orbit together.
Indeed. And the job of preparing the rocket and the spacecraft here at the spaceport actually started a couple of months ago.
Okay,
so the launch campaign.
Right now should be around.
We can prepare several different launches, so at the same time here.
Here is the view in the Kourou, in the French Guyana, where we are looking at the rocket itself.
Campaign, as the teams have been preparing
Okay, so right now at T minus 6 minutes and counting.
The launch campaign starts with the preparation of the launcher with first the
All right.
P120 booster installed on the
So
launch pad.
this
Then
is
we
it.
transfer the second stage, the VV40, to the launch zone where it was
Okay.
treated and lifted inside the mobile gantry and
Okay, so maybe I can show a little bit of my of the PDF here. That's for the launch kit. Probably I can try that. So we have a little bit of time. All right, so
in the meantime, the KOMPSAT 7 spacecraft arrived by plane in French Guiana. It was
okay, so maybe we can
in the CG clean room,
try going with.
on its adapter and encapsulated
All right.
inside the fairing.
So in its display, I'll
Assembly composite was
yeah,
transferred to the launch
I'll
zone
show.
by night.
So here we go.
Inside the mobile gantry up to the upper platform
Yes,
where it was
should be good.
prepared and integrated
All right, should be
on
good.
top of the
So
launcher.
while we are still waiting,
Ventilation inside the
here
fairing
in
was
the
then adjusted in order to
picture in
ensure
picture
the
mode,
best
here
condition
is the launch kit here.
After that,
Okay,
final
so
checks
this is
and
the view.
restoration performed during the last day.
And yeah, like it says, it's going to the sun-synchronous orbit, but
Hours ago, and we are
yeah, but
fully
it
ready now.
yeah it actually does show where is it at 576 kilometers of altitude. Should be around precise sun-synchronous of orbit, just to ensure that it will pass us to the Earth to someplace and continent at the, around the same time. Yeah, usually that's why it's targeting to 576. No, no. Uh, all right, so that's why it shows to the SSO,
Getting ready to call that out.
sun-synchronous orbit. So the sun will lead around the same time where it also images there. All right, less than T minus 4 minutes and counting. So here we go. And this is the, yeah, just like what it says here, the mission duration is going to be from the liftoff to the separation of the satellite, aka the deployment of the satellite, will be around 44 minutes. So it's not going to be that long. So it's pretty good. And since it's still early morning, at least for me, so this will be good for me to go back to sleep after this stream. So let's go. So this is it. This is what it says here. The KOMPSAT 7 here. What the description in the nutshell, just like in the Gunter space page there. Also, you can see it is actually a successor to the KOMPSAT 3A that was launched in 2015 or around March or April 2015. So yeah, March 2015. Okay. So I'm reminded it correctly. So this one, of course, because they have national demand, local usage in South Korea for their own high quality satellite imagery. So that's why they developed this one. AKA known as the Arirang 7. So for today. So usually, like as usual, at the center of the of this telescope, obviously, it's so you not telescope. It's more like the mirror. It does have a large diameters around. Yeah, I'm not going to say too confidently. I will be wrong here, but seriously, it's pretty large diameter. Okay, T minus should be 2. Okay, getting ready. T minus. All right, T minus 2 minutes and counting. So here we go. And it does have some kind of high speed, anything low noise optoelectronic modules inside there. if you're directly working for this program, I mean, good for you guys. Or maybe at least if you do have some relation with integrating with this, it's interesting no matter what kind of satellite you are working. So here we go, and I guess that's all. This rocket has the three stages. The first two stages is the solid rocket boosters. The first one is the P120C. That one is the shared together by the Ariane 6 site SRB and also the Vega C. And then stage 2 is the Zephyr 40. And then Oh, sorry. Apparently, also second stage, third stage, three stage also Zephyr 9. So three stage together for the SRB, and then upper stage only four stage will be Avum Plus. This one is the RD something like that. This one is hypergolic propellant.
For the Korea
Uh,
Aerospace
UDM
Research
hash
Institute,
the
KARI. Good luck, everyone.
UDM hash and UDM hash as the okay. I'm not going to be that long. Okay, sorry. All right. So UDM hash unsymmetrical dimethyl hydrogen as the um, oxidizer and the dinitrogen tetroxide as the field itself for the upper stage. So let's go. Okay. 3, 2. Okay, and lift off from the launch pad, lift off from the ELV, from the Vega launch complex or launch site, if I remember correctly. Lift off, and here we go. It's going up. All right, and as you can see, the Vega C is a pretty fast rocket. I mean, literally, if you see most of the solid rocket boosters, most of the solid rocket booster powered rocket, it's pretty a fast rocket actually. Due to the acceleration provided in the first liftoff, and then, of course, this is what you get in the
Vega
flight.
C and KOMPSAT 7 have started their journey. Vega C pushing
Yeah,
itself
so
against the
you can
gravity
see
of our
there.
planet into the equatorial
Here we
skies over the
go.
Arianespace Center.
Okay, T plus
Now
1
heading
minutes
out
and
north
counting.
over the Atlantic.
And you can see
Looking
there the
crystal clear
uh,
skies here.
curvature
Lots
line
of
there.
fluffy
And also it's
clouds.
pretty beautiful and
Just telling us that everything is
magnificent
going
shot
according
of
to
the
plan.
rocket itself.
Just
And you
wait
can
and
see
how
this is the
quickly the
view
rocket
itself.
will off into the sky.
All right,
Very quickly. That's due to the
nice.
type of the propulsion used by the launcher. So the first three stages burn
Okay, T plus 1 minutes and 30
needs
seconds and counting.
power, and the launcher needs
And
power
the
to
flight is
accelerate.
pretty good, and as you can see, the tracking camera
And
is
that's the job of
tracking
the first two
the
stages,
Vega
to
C rocket
tear
itself,
us away from
albeit a little,
gravity, which is weighing us
kinda
back down.
uh,
Everything's
kind
going
of
well,
blurry there,
he's telling us.
but we
And
still can
right
view
now we
here.
are burning. That's
And
the
getting
engine that
ready
you can see is
around
actually
T
the
plus 2
V28 engine. It's the
minutes,
engine on the
and then it
base.
should be
Very
burnout.
powerful, isn't it?
SRB burnout, but there's still a little bit of thrust. Okay, burnout. Very clear mark view there. Okay, getting ready for the separation of the first stage, and then promptly ignition of the Zephyr 40 second stage. Getting
Fantastic
ready.
images there of the
As you
payload
can see, that's
launching
why usually when this SRB, this
The
solid rocket
next
booster,
event will be
actually ignite, it cannot just
switching
go
off
and
that engine. That's coming
it
up
cannot
in
just go
seconds'
and
time.
separate right away.
And we're
Okay, and now finally it separates, and the Zephyr
I
40
have confirmation
second
from the
stage
range operations
ignition.
manager that
Here we go.
120 has been separated,
Nice.
and we
And
take
after
the
that
engine
should be
from the Zephyr.
around
Everything is going well, so
some
we'll be back
points,
in a few minutes. We can
probably a few
just
minutes
say
from now, and or probably after the
and
third
we are
stage
heading north,
Zephyr
now
9
burning the
separation. I
V28
mean
stage.
Zephyr 9 third stage. Okay, should be ignite. Okay, so apparently, yeah, apparently after the Z40 separation, and
That's
should
it on the
be,
left-hand
yeah,
side.
after the Z40
Are the lights
separation,
that
the
will
Zephyr 40
come up
second
during
stage
the launch and the burnout
separation
of the
later, we will
buttons
also going to see the payload
is
fairing separations,
flying into space, and he's telling
which
us
the
that
payload
everything
fairing
is
actually
going well.
protects the satellites
On the
from
bottom
uh,
right-hand
how do I say,
side of
from
the
the
screen
acoustics, and
is
also
the
from the
altitude
atmospheric
distance from
heating caused by
and
the
our speed
very
per second.
very fast
Good shot of the fairing there
moving velocity
next to the
rockets there.
satellite.
Yes, fairing on top of the
You know,
launcher,
as
so
the Earth
that's the
actually
job. So
collide
it's protecting
collides with the
the
rocket
spacecraft
itself,
against the
as
acoustic
Earth's
vibration
atmosphere
of
collides
the
with the
Earth.
rocket
So
itself due to
against
literally high speed, aka the hypersonic speed by this point. And right now the velocity you can see for 4.4 kilometers per second, and altitude is 115 kilometers and counting. And you can see that's why. And the Kourou distance right now is 440 kilometers. And getting ready. After that, we will see burnout of the Zephyro 40 second stage. We will see soon. And then after that, before the Zephyro 9 ignition on the third stage, it will be pilot frame separations, which will, okay. And we have separation of the Z40 and then getting ready for the pilot frame separation. Oh, ignition first for the Zephyro 9, and we have separation of the pellet fairing there. You can see it's now finally exposes the COMPSAT 7 to the Earth's to the space environment there. And yeah, even though you see a little bit jolt there, jolt pitch and yaw, but that's actually pretty normal for this Vega C rockets there, as it needs to align to the to the to the Earth's curvature, so it can finally orbiting around the Earth itself. Because remember, it's going to target to the Sun-synchronous orbit around 576 kilometers. Okay. Oops. Okay. Fortunately, it's good. It's not from my side. It's from them, from Arianespace. Okay. So remember, they want to go to the sun-synchronous orbit, so of course they have to initially adjust it. So
orbit optimized guidance attitude. What's that?
Yes.
All right. As you can hear here.
Continually recalculates its position. This is to make sure that it's on the right course. And if it deviates, it corrects its position and comes back to the planned trajectory. So this is clever sequence, of course, with a very good onboard computer we have on the launcher.
Okay, so that's you hear a little bit of explanation about the orbit optimization, orbit optimization course. You hear that. Okay, and you can see it has it does have it did that pitch and yaw program there, pretty fast jolting there, but otherwise it's pretty normal. Nothing else out of the but otherwise nothing out of the nominal sequence. Okay, it's still turn a little bit. Okay, and then after that we shall see the Zephyro 9 third stage burnout. Okay, and getting ready for now, and after that we will see the Avum Plus ignition of the upper stage, the fourth stage. We will see soon. Okay, and now Zephyro 9 separated. Okay, and right now the velocity is 7.48 kilometers per second. Altitude is 235 kilometers, and distance from the Kourou is 1,655 kilometers, and still counting up. And as you can see, it's pretty nominal there, and there's even like some. Okay, already pick up in the Bermuda Islands tracking station there. Okay, it's pretty. Okay, and looks like it's pretty good. And here we go on the on the upper stage, the fourth stage. This one will actually properly circularize the satellite, the COMPSAT 7, to the proper correct orbit, and also to the proper correct inclination, to the 97 degrees of the orbital inclination with 576 circular sun-synchronous orbit there. Basically 576 by 576 kilometers, roughly. We will see these two. And yeah,
So the main
it's
propulsion
going to
phase is
be
now over. We've
two
got away from
two burns
Earth.
there.
We have
We will
started the
have
phase of
this one is the
actual
first phase
flight.
of this
It's at
flight.
stage
It's still
3
igniting
and it has a
for this flight.
very
Okay.
important job because not only does it have to take its passenger to its drop-off point in space, but it then has to deliver it.
All right.
Yes, so we need to take COMPSAT 7 to its orbit, so
And it's
576
still
kilometers
igniting.
above Earth.
And you need to
Use
remember this upper
higher
stage
than
fuel. It
at
uses the
twice.
unsymmetrical
First time takes some
dimethyl hydrazine,
kilometers,
UDMH,
and then later
as
the
the
second time will take us to
oxidizer,
what we
and
call
the
injection orbit.
fuel itself, it
It's the
uses
orbit where we will inject the satellite into space.
dinitrogen or
And after
dinitrogen
COMPSAT 7,
tetroxide,
we'll be able to start
N2O4,
and
as the fuel
it's
itself
important to mission
for this propellant on the upper
Indeed, it
stage
will.
there.
And it needs to be
So
what we
yeah,
call
it's
for a
pretty, even though it can
sun-synchronous
spontaneously
orbit. That is a
burn
special type of orbit
when
north to
these two
south,
propellant
nearly over the poles.
Yes, so
propellant burns
because
together
the
inside
source
the
was
combustion chamber of the
prepared
rocket's
for
engine
the
itself.
sun zone
But
of the Earth
at the
at
same time,
same
this
local time
propellant is
every
pretty
day.
pretty
So
nasty,
every
pretty
time you pass
toxic
over that zone,
to
you
handle.
will
So
see
usually when they try to
some
handle this
emissions.
on
It means we
on
can
the
still
ground,
save them
usually
in the same line,
usually
day
the
after day.
workers that
Here
loads
we
the
can see how
propellant
it's
fuel, even
changing
though mostly nowadays
with
it's going to be
time. This
automated,
is
but
very
initially when they
important
want
for
to
such
go
missions
and
to
fill this upper
observe
stage,
Earth
usually they
and
still have to go there,
monitoring the
attach it,
Indeed, because these are
and
the
then
kinds of
properly
missions that need
fill it
that
up, fill it up,
constant,
and
that
bring in the
continuity
protective
of
gear,
time.
in the hazmat protective gear, especially the
So as
suit
we say,
itself,
our
too, at the
flying
same time,
Venus,
because,
we've
like I
gone
said, it's
into
pretty
having
nasty,
tracked at the moment over the
and you don't
Caribbean,
really want to
and we'll be heading up
go
to the
too
east coast
near,
of Africa,
too
back
near
over the
and
North
too
Pole,
exposed
and back down over
of
Southeast
this
Asia.
field. So
And we are
the only
going
best way is
our
get
rocket using
they will
telemetry.
work
We've got ground
they wore
stations along
the
the
hazmat
glide path. And basically,
protection gear, and also the
what it's
suit
talking
itself
to us,
to
isn't it?
uh,
It's communicating.
to protect themselves
the
from the
rocket sends a
obvious
signal to the ground station as it
to the
flies
obvious
away. They
exposure
put a big dish
of the pretty
captures the
nasty
signal
nasty
through a
propellant
minigun antenna.
propellant
That's
combination.
how
So yeah,
we know what's
and
happening on
looks
board the
like
rocket.
right now we
The
are
idea was
at
to track
T
the
plus
flight in
11
real
minutes
time.
and
Indeed, we can see
30
there
seconds
that's
and
the
counting.
Gatineau tracking
All
station.
right,
That's in
and now
Canada.
it's
And
already
the tracking station's actually set.
Gatineau tracking station in Canada already pick up
And
this
that's
signal.
confirmed there. They send the
Also,
data here to
Bermuda
a hillside
Bermuda
just outside the
Islands
spaceport, the Guyot
tracking
Space
station
Center.
still
And
tracking.
inside, these teams are the
All
quantum
right.
telemetry teams. Very
So
important
it's
job.
basically
They are
to
receiving
tracking
both real-time data from
how
the
do I say,
lander
to
and
tracking
back
station right now, tracking it
the
as
status
still
of
at the same time.
the trajectory,
It's
the
totally
flight path,
normal,
so they compare
and then soon
the
it will
line
also going out from the
what has
Bermuda
been predicted.
Islands
This
tracking
allows them
station
to
there,
continuously monitor launch behavior
view and also line
exactly
side there.
as
So
expected.
that's why it's
It's
switching to the
like
Gatineau
checking
Gatineau
signals to verify that
tracking
everything is fine
station
on board. So
there
the
in
team
Canada. So there's
which
that
are
you can see.
located in Gallio on La Montagne des Pères,
All right.
20 kilometers from the
Here the
rocket.
flight is still pretty good.
La Montagne des Pères.
Right now,
Mountain
the
of
altitude
the
is
Fathers.
308 kilometers
We saw it back
and
in
velocity is
aviation.
7.63 kilometers per
So
second, and
those
distance
teams,
from
having a
Kourou
quick look to
almost
their flight,
4,000 kilometers.
they are
So
actually
here
on
we
an
go on the
intermittent
flight.
loop and they're passing the information to
All
the
right,
range
and also
operations
as you can see,
engineer
this is how
John
the upper stage
Nicholson there, and
um,
he then announces
propellant tank
when
actually
we're
manage.
going
Usually,
to
instead of
make
trying
events
to put
to
one
everybody here at the spaceport.
only
You can imagine it's a big
like how
place.
do you say
We've got
like
everyone across the ranges listening in to
instead of they
the
trying to put
announcement.
even a
Yes, and we often
bigger
talk, don't we, when we're talking about tracking
bigger propellant
stations,
tank there.
we talk
Usually
about them
they
giving
will arrange it a
an
little
amount
bit.
of
Can be like
visibility of the
four
tracking
propellant
station. We
tanks
talk about
to
visibility, but actually the tracking
circularize
stations, they're not actually seen.
surrounding the
We can't
rocket's
go
engine, or
360
sometimes
meters
it's
into
just like
space. We can't
two
see it with our own eyes.
two
But they are
propellant
sensing it,
tank,
right?
Yes.
smaller one, and
So
then
when we
the
talk
middle
about the visibility of a rocket,
is
we are
the
talking
rocket
about
engine
how the
engines
ground
itself.
stations
So
detect and
that's also
receive signals
how
from
the upper
the
stage
launcher. Signals
propellant tank usually would be
related to
arranged
elevation, the velocity,
for the compact size,
onboard
but at the same
environment,
time also pretty capable
it allows
upper
us
stage
to track the
usage there,
accuracy of
as
its
you can see.
trajectory and monitor that it's
All right.
driving as
So it's
And in
still
effect,
circularized there.
absolute visibility
Okay.
is an uninterrupted line of sight.
yes, so
All right.
the antennas at the
So
tracking station
by now,
need a
it's
line of
roughly
sight above the Earth,
already,
which is an
it should be
obstacle.
roughly
And so
on
because
the
the
orbital
Earth is flat,
velocity, but still
so
not yet
the
complete,
orbit comes to
because
zero
after that it
when
will,
it comes above
after
the
the shutdown
of the equator.
of this
And for
first
this, the visibility
first burn of this upper
so
Avum plus
let's imagine
upper
an ice
stage,
sprinkler
usually it will
with
does
a narrow
it will
body
did
centered
the
around and
ballistic coast
the
flight
Earth is
there.
in space. So
Ballistic coast flight, aka it's not going to ignite anything, and it's just going to straight
can detect
straight coasting
It's
without
actually a little bit
igniting
wider,
anything
isn't it, than an
for
ice cream cone? It was a great
tens of
analogy.
seconds before
Because
no,
the
tens of
next step will
minutes
be
before
switching on and
finally
off the upper stage engine, the Avon
before
Plus
the
engine. That's
ignition,
due in a
the
couple of
second
minutes
ignition of
anyway.
the
But
Avon
the
plus upper
engine
stage
can
there.
switch on and
Usually
off a number of different
the
times during
the
flight.
reason is pretty simple.
How does it know when
It's
to
something to do with
switch
the
on and off?
orbital mechanic law and also rule at the same time, to basically maximize the propellant usage and also efficiency at the same time. You don't really want to burn it all the time, because otherwise you will use too much. You will too much using propellants while achieving roughly the same objective. So rather than trying to use it, because remember, and in this case, when you're in this space, it's literally you're fighting around with the space space and also the mass saving there. So that's why it's pretty important to shut off the first shut off the upper stage engine first before ignite it back to properly circularize it to 576 kilometers of the sun-synchronous orbit target altitude. So here we go.
He's the range operations manager telling us everything's going normally.
All right, everything is still rolling
So
there.
that information that you talked about there, the inertial measurement unit, is
And after that, around the costing flight, costing flight until this start of the second ignition of the Avum Plus upper stage. Maybe I'll get myself a little bit of rest here, you know, because it's pretty early morning, so I need to rest too at the same time. So please take note if you see.
your screen, which is the real-time telemetry data. So we can see we're 354 kilometers above Earth and our speed 7.78 kilometers per second. Coming up now to the switching off of the Avon Plus
All right,
upper stage.
here we go, and we have switch off of the Avum Plus upper stage there. The first already the first shutdown comments, and now we are in the ballistic coast phase flight right now. So it's not going to ignite anything. It's still free flight by now. All right, the Avon Plus has already ignite there. So already switch off too.
So we are now in what we call a ballistic phase,
aka also known as the free flight path right now. Yeah, so that's what I want to say previously.
the end of the first phase, and now you
All
can
right.
see actually what's happening here.
So when they're also going for the break, I will also go in for the break too at the same time. So yeah.
So we are on the intermediate orbit, which is an elliptical orbit, so with an oval shape. So
Yeah, that's actually correct. It's not yet properly circularized by now. It's elliptical orbit shape.
Uncontrolled re-entry. So that's why we need a second burn at what we call the apogee. So
Yeah, and also technically, even if you can try burn more propellant, you just try to ignore the orbital mechanic law. It's still going to be wasteful anyways. So that's why it's still important to just do ballistic coast flight anyways. Just do free flight path right now. Just not don't ignite anything and wait around the apogee around the highest altitude point of the orbit, almost around plus minus like that, before you finally can ignite it, and then you synchronize it properly, and then only then the missions finally achieve around 44 minutes later on. So that's it. Okay, and the orbital velocities right now is 7.77 kilometers per second. Altitude is 385 kilometers and rising and counting. And the distance from Kourou is around almost 6,800 kilometers. Okay.
We're going to take a short break now. We'll be back in about 16 minutes or so. And just to quickly let you know that we have a completely normal and planned gap between telemetry signals. So we're going out of the range of Gassano, we've just heard it there, and we'll be going into the range of the next tracking station, Jeju. So we are taking a break. We're going to be back at 2:56 here in Kourou. That is 6:56 in the evening in Paris, and 2:56 in the morning in Seoul. We'll see you back here then.
Okay, so they are going a little bit for the rest, and for the flight sequence, from what I can read here in the press kit, around T plus 40 minutes and 23 seconds. Okay, sorry. Just giving a little bit of time. It's around T plus 40 minutes and 23 seconds. It's going to be second ignition of the Avum Plus upper stage there, and after that, followed by the separation and deployment of the KOMPSAT 7 at T plus 44 minutes, and then the rest. The missions can be considered successful, but the third ignition of the Avum Plus, which basically going to be the orbit burn to properly conclude the mission, will occur around T plus 1 hour and 51 minutes. That's going to happen there, but this one should be a little bit outside of our outside of the live stream scope, and especially in the Arianespace live stream side. So we are not going to be that long here. So, and yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of nap and also break there. So I'll be back again around. I should be back around probably around 11 minutes from now. So we'll be back again, guys. See you soon. See you soon. Not going to be that long. All right, so let me adjust it. All right, should be good. So that's it. See ya, guys, later. We will be back again. Okay, so hello, hello everybody, and welcome back to this stream. We took a little bit of break, and I took a little bit of nap here and there, but we should be good. But we are good. And so far, just to recap, we have liftoff of the Vega C from the from Kourou, French Guiana, from the Guyana Space Center, which launches from the ELV, the Vega launch site or Vega launch complex, okay, which ignites the first the P120C um, first stage booster, and then after that, followed by the yeah, you can see here in this replay, ignition of the Vega C. Here's the launch replay, and it's going up to the sky in this replay. Okay, but it's fine. Okay, and you see this is another view, and also another view here. All right. Okay, so this is a replay. Okay, this is also another view there. And then after that, followed by this first stage P120C burnout. And after that, second, and after that, the second stage Zephyro 40 ignition. And then burn out two of the Zephyro 40 at some point. And then after that, separation of the Z40 second stage,
Welcome back to our
and then
YouTube live
ignition
feed
of the
space
Zephyro,
as well.
and
That's
then
brought down
ignition of the
still
Zephyro
with
9
us from Arianespace. Thanks for being
third
with us.
stage,
See here, Katie.
and then followed
You've been
soon,
watching there
not
those
really that
wonderful
long after
images
that,
of the
is
launch of
the
KOMPSAT
separation
7
of the
on
payload
board
fairing,
the Vega C
of the
rocket,
payload fairing that
from
exposes
right here
the
at
COMPSAT
the
7
Arianespace Centre.
to the
Talk
space
us through what's
environment.
been
And
happening
after
up to
that,
37 minutes ago, 36,
and after
nearly
that,
37
the
minutes ago.
So
Zephyro
the
9
mission
burnout,
started today with the ascent
and then
of
separation of the
Zephyr
Zephyro 9, and then proceeded with the
so
Avum
then the
Plus
Avum Plus
upper stage, aka the fourth
actually
stage
with a fuel
ignition,
boost
and then
for
first
10 minutes.
first burn, first ignition, and after that followed by the first
Now we are
shutdown,
in ballistic phase
which
that
actually
was
commences
not
into
before,
the
and then down to
ballistic course
cold
phase
fire.
flight, aka the
And in few
free
minutes,
flight path,
the
where
Avum
the
Plus
engine did not
will
ignite, and
its
to
engine
give the
the oil and to
rockets
reach
a little
the
bit
final
more
orbit
time
where
to
the
finally
sectors
reaching its
will
apogee.
be.
It's the
Well, right
highest
now, during the break, we had confirmation from the
highest
rocket
altitude
operations
point
manager
from the Earth, and after that we will see the
the range
second
of the tracking
burn, the
station
second
at
ignition of
Jeju
the Avum Plus
Island,
upper stage.
which is off the coast
So
of
yeah,
South Korea.
and
Very
looks like we have
popular
comment from
place,
the
and I think it's very easy to see why, because it's
Safiana
it's
Ranyan
known for its
Mulugus
landscapes
for A33
and
here. At least the
vegetation, wonderful climate.
from the username,
And
yeah.
it's actually home
I mean,
to
technically I can
South
try
Korea's
look at that, but
highest peak,
full name. But
a dormant
the
volcano
problem is that
active
YouTube usually will
in
resort to the username, so
one of
I
the
just pronounce
beautiful
whatever is it.
lakes with
So
its white sandy
he said
beaches.
congratulations. Yeah, so
This
congratulations to the
volcanic landscape dramatic
Arianespace Pass for
waterfalls
now,
lush
preliminary, and also
rain-like
to
hiking.
the
And
Korea
there are
Aerospace
different
Research
dimensions,
Institute.
including the
Oh,
sweet
we are getting
landscape
close there, so
vegetation
let's
of
reserve that a
all
little bit
the island.
for the actual
These stone
separation,
Dole
the
Hammer,
actual deployment of
symbols
the
of
COMPSAT 7.
protection
So
and fertility, and they're just one of several
oh,
UNESCO World Heritage
okay,
Sites
so
preserved
this
on
is a
the
little
island's
review here.
history.
Hmm?
And these are the Henyo women, continuing a centuries-old tradition of diving for seafood whilst holding their breath under the waves.
Oh, that's very
They
interesting.
don't use oxygen tanks at all.
Impressive.
So I think you can see there from every angle.
Yeah,
Jeju Island offers
I mean,
just
judging about this,
stunning natural landscapes and
if you
cultural
really want to know
experiences.
the
It's beautiful.
even if I remember correctly,
It's
around
apparently a good time to visit
around
in the spring
around
season.
the
Cherry blossom
around
and
this
the weather
Sabah
is
coastline,
also
and also
good time.
sometimes the Philippines coastline,
You can hike
too. At the same time,
in the
you will
spring.
see some of the sea bajau will actually try to
Let's go
go
back to our
diving
flight
in and
back
also
to
get their
our journey.
seafood
Almost 7
resources in the
minutes and 17 seconds in.
around the sea area,
Next event
around
will be
sometimes
to
around the Sabah
reschedule.
coastline, sometimes
Remember, before
around
the
the
break,
Philippines
we
coastline,
orientated
because
for the barbecue
because remember they are pretty we can consider them a little bit like a scene nomadic. Yeah, that one is actually better. They actually could have just holding their breath for more than 7-8 minutes like that, sometimes a little bit more. Pretty impressive, even for me. Yeah, pretty impressive. They really have a big lung capacity that they can actually absorb lots of oxygen, and they can still withhold it before they finally go back to the surface for the oxygen next. And we are getting ready for the second ignition, second burn of the Avum Plus upper stage there. And as you can see, it's already pointing down there, just to circularize it. And now we have second ignition, second burn of the Avum Plus upper stage. Okay, just like the pre puff plan there, around T plus what is it? T plus 40 minutes and 20 plus seconds ago into the flight. In the press kit it says 40 minutes and 23 seconds, but this one it takes a little bit before it burns, but the flight is still pretty nominal. It's just plus minus few seconds still allowed for a little bit of the mission there. All right, so yeah, let's see. It's going to circularize it to the 576 kilometers of the Sun-synchronous orbit there.
Yes, 7 times. You're right.
Okay.
So it means we can deliver.
And then after that, we shall see soon, followed by the
satellites.
by the extinction burn, aka the second
Monitoring Earth or
second second burnout, second shutdown of the Avum Plus upper stage.
So we usually need to
Basically, 2 out of 3 total Avum Plus
sometimes we carry several
ignition plan
satellites
there.
on the same rocket. So
Okay, you can see here.
delivers the first satellite, then
Oh,
via
that's actually
travel to
pretty
space.
nice and beautiful.
The next
Because currently we are still in the night time actually. That's why.
like high-speed train dropping
And even for
different
now,
passengers
at
at
least my
fast
place,
speed.
it's around almost around 4:20 a.m.s here in Sarawak, in Borneo at least. Yeah, so it's pretty early morning here. That's why I do need a little bit of nap, a little bit of rest there. If you hear it previously, no problem. And getting ready for the second shutdown, second burnout of the Avum Plus upper stage. Here we go. Okay, let's hear for the confirmation. Okay, and orientation maneuver begins before the separation of the KOMPSAT 7, and you can see altitude is slightly a little bit hot around 577 kilometers altitude. Velocity is orbital velocity right now achieved 7.65 kilometers per second, but it should be good. Still plus minus, still okay. And getting ready for the orbital for the separation and also deployment of the KOMPSAT 7.
And we're going to eject it with a set of springs.
Okay, using a set of springs, pneumatic separation there. Getting ready.
A specific metallic belt called clamp bound. So as soon as it is released, in fact, we have the activation of simple.
Getting ready around T plus 44 minutes, or probably precisely at 44 minutes, it will separate. Getting ready. Okay, 10 seconds from now. Oh, it's already getting a little bit early there. Okay, and we have separation and okay, should be separation and also deployment of the KOMPSAT 7. Getting ready? Let's hear confirmation from the launch or aka operation directors here.
Congratulations to everybody.
Okay, let's hear.
To all the teams now at KARI who are taking on their new satellite. You can can see it moving away slowly. And we are hearing from the range operations manager that everything is normal.
Okay,
So
everything is
that's
normal.
the teams at KARI will be going through a process to check that their satellite's in good health, right?
Yes, so the spacecraft
Okay, so it looks like they have
now progressively take control of the spacecraft. So they will deploy
okay
solar panels
already by now. Should have already
test, and verify that everything
proper confirmation should be.
running
I
properly,
mean, this is a little bit of
and so on. So there will be different
okay.
operations.
So that's all. That's pretty anti-climatic, but regardless, congratulations to the uh, congratulations to the Korea Aerospace Research Institute for the successful deployment of the KOMPSAT 7, and congratulations to the Arianespace for properly deploying this satellite to the proper correct orbit, and also to the proper correct orbital inclination there. It should be targeting around 97 degrees of the orbital inclination up to the north, and the target, the altitude target should while on the deployment, I can say around definitively 577 kilometers of the Sun-synchronous orbit there. So yeah, slightly hot around 1 kilometers plus, but it should be good. It should be good. So congratulations, and I guess that's all. It's a bit so so it's a little bit of how do I say a little bit of anti-climatic, because usually they will just clap their hand and you see what's they're going to do next. But it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So it looks like we have another comment here by Mio Minako. Ignore me just passing by since I'm feeling dizzy. Rocketo, yeah. So yeah, Rocketo, rocket.
Research Institute.
Eh,
We
I
thank
understood there.
our South Korea partners for their continued support and look forward to further strengthening our collaboration.
Okay,
I
so
would
that's
like also to congratulate Arianespace team and our partners team for this wonderful, amazing success.
yeah. So
Absolutely,
that's why
and
we're
very,
here.
very well-deserved congratulations. It's been a busy year so far.
Congratulations,
It's
of
going to
course.
continue being a busy year,
Pretty
isn't it? What's next,
pretty
Caroline?
thick on the French
For
accent,
all
but
of
it's
us,
fine. I can hear it.
watching today, do stay tuned. We will be back live on
Hmm?
December 17th for the launch of 2 Galileo satellites with Ariane 6.
All right, so
Thank
that's
you,
nice.
and see you soon.
Yeah,
Okay,
thank
so
you very
we are
much
also going
indeed, Caroline.
to
Absolutely,
witness the
we're all
launch
looking
also
forward to
from the
that.
Ariane
So,
Pass around
we're going to say
17
goodbye
or
now.
18
Caroline,
December,
thank you. We're going to say goodbye
depending
now
on
and
depending on
close
what
our
time is it.
program.
Okay,
It's been a wonderful
of the Ariane 6 launch that will carries the Galileo satellites there. If I remember the flight mission 23 and also 24 or 20 or 33, 34 like that. Yeah, but regardless,
Thanks to all,
that's that.
and thanks a lot
And
to
yeah,
our
thank you so
partners,
much.
for their trust.
Yeah, and also thank you to the Arianespace for
for
live streaming this launch.
so,
So so it's pretty good.
Vincent Baudel.
goodbye.
Yeah. Okay, so that one is a little bit live view there, and here you still go, and you can see that even almost an hour after the liftoff, there's still a little bit of smoke residue from the solid rocket boosters launches there, but it should be fine. Should be give and take a little bit of how many few hours left, and then they should be properly secure the launch pad there, and it should be able to be used again for the next Vega C launches, or probably even in the future. Could be, but if I remember correctly, the Vega E is the Vega E, the basically next evolution step after after this Vega C rocket. That one would be launched from the former Ariane 5 launch pad there. So yeah, and because Vega is a little bit much more, not a little bit. It's more heavier than usual. So, and also because you guys, some of you might know, Ariane 5 is pretty. It's already a pretty masterpiece of an over engineering and basically a very overpowered rockets there. You need to know that when Ariane 5 actually conceptualized, originally it should be carrying the Hermes spacecraft, especially for the supposedly should be for the Europeans indigenous manned spaceflight that, if I remember, also supposedly should be part of the essential building for the that supposedly should visit the International Space Station. A little bit sorry there. To the ISS, but eventually they decided to just scrap it at some points around the development. But however, the rocket itself, it's still going in. It's still going as planned, but just without the Hermes space plan. But however, even despite that, despite that stuff, good news is that it does sort of do a little bit what the original intended role should be for the Hermes space plan, just not the main aspect there. It's not until around 2009, around, if I remember, 13 years after the Ariane 5's first flight, and of course not very successful one. It's pretty famous failure of the Ariane 5, pretty spectacular, where around T plus 38 seconds into the flight, the rockets basically violently swivel because if I remember, there's one comment actually that I actually read at some point uh while I'm researching about the topic. It's basically like try imagine this, because back when the first flight of the Ariane 5 actually occurred, they didn't properly thoroughly test it whether or not the software code from derived from the Ariane 4 rocket launch actually can be compatibly work with the Ariane 5. They actually severely underestimate the acceleration needed for the flight. Because you need to remember, it can actually store integer, if I remember, up until because of because it's 16 bits, it's around, can store maximum up until 65,000 65,000 integer numbers there. Imagine, because it didn't switch to the 32-bit precision floating point. So of course, when they did not test it, the basically, in the nutshell, from what I read, the one particular very interesting comment there, the Ariane 5 in the first flight, it's like, now I'm the Ariane 4 rockets now. It's too fast. Turn hard left. Pitch hard. Turn hard left now. Now, it's just basically just goes panic. The main computer didn't work. It tries to delegate it to the backup computer. Also did not work, because it still thinks that it is Ariane 4. Because the software code base didn't change that much. So that's what's contributing on the first flight failure there. That's what I can say in the nutshell. Okay, and I forgot to open the music again, but it's fine, right? So that's a little bit of early morning history, but it should be fine. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. That's it, everybody. Thank you so much, and we shall be back soon for the flight of the Electron rockets. That one will be launched in the New Zealand, in Mahia Peninsula. Should be on the Rocket Lab Launch Complex 1B there. So yeah, just adjacent to the adjacent 90 degrees to the original Launch Complex 1, aka retroactively known as the Launch Complex 1A. That one is where the original launch pad were launches, even on the first flight, even though it's failure due to the uh, s- software and also the ground control communication glitch there. But yeah, we shall see that soon. That one is for the race 4 mission for the JAXA, the Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency there. Yeah, originally that one is pretty much identical to the race 3. Should not change that much because that one is actually failed flight for the Epsilon rockets there. If I remember, that one is due to the altitude control on the third stage failure there. It's basically pointing to the wrong direction, facing to the not very good direction. So when it tries to do deployment and whatnot, the satellite's basically lost, not properly achieving to the correct orbital velocity due to the wrong orientation. Even just slightly wrong, if it's of course like how many few degrees, it's going to end up significantly impacting the overall outcome. So that's that. And I guess that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm going to take a rest, and I'm going to sleep, deeply sleep until morning. So yeah, so that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and this is my trademark. Uh, this is Dennis Suguwa, or aka I'm Dennis Suguwa. I'm your host for today's for this today's rocket launcher stream of the Vega C, the VV28 of this flight, carrying the KOMPSAT 7 for the Korea Aerospace Research Institute, also known as the KARI. Not to be confused with the Malay word or literally any similarly sounding word of the curry, not to be confused with that, even though it's pretty good dishes. Okay, no offense, I don't have any beef with them. Okay, but because the name is so similar, so every time I hear that abbreviation words, I immediately associate it with the curry meal, and it's pretty delicious. So yeah, just like as good as the organization itself, that's how good the dishes it will be. Okay, so that's all, everybody. Thank you so much for watching, and take care. See you soon for the next flight. Thank you, everybody. Goodbye and take care. And yeah, obviously you don't have anything to hear it. That's going to be plus minus. So that's all, everybody. Take care. See you soon. Bye bye.